What's up everybody, Sam Smyers here. Today I want to show you how to make the Synth to Fame is a Gun by Addison. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you do want to grab the serum preset to this sound, you can find it in my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. That is the sound I'm going to show you how to make today. Now, what is interesting about this synth and the song in general is that it's actually pitched, like I have it pitched about -40 on the fine tuning, -40, -50. So if you don't want to have your song be completely detuned, then I wouldn't pitch all of the oscillators to -40. I'm just doing this in this example to match the song. But I thought that was interesting when trying to figure this out. I was trying to figure out the exact tuning because it wasn't exactly on zero for the fine tuning. It was slightly detuned off, and I don't know why why they made that decision, but that was pretty interesting. Now, I did do a short video on this sound, and with Serum 2, I was able to actually manipulate this preset and put the sound into this one preset because it had two different layers. It had a lower layer and then a higher layer. What is cool about Serum 2 is that you can do this thing called oscillator mapping. So down here, OS Mapping, if you click on this, then it opens up this window where you can actually map different oscillators to different sections of your keyboard. So you can see here I have the sub oscillator A, oscillator B, all assigned up to C3, this section, and maybe I'll take this ARP down. I'm not using the ARP, but I'm using oscillator A, oscillator B, and then oscillator C I have mapped to this top section. So then what I could do with my MIDI is I could put the lower, whatever the lower synth sound was on this lower area, and then whatever the top synth sound was on this top area in my MIDI, and that is exactly what I did. So let's take a look at the MIDI. Now this is the MIDI, and I will play the sound with the MIDI open so you can see it. And that is the loop that loops around. So we have this higher sound, which is panned a little bit to the right. And then we have this lower sound. And if you play them together, it sounds like that. So let me break this down, and let's just go ahead and I'll take off this oscillator C so we can break down the lower layer and then go through this higher layer. So let's go into my bus and take off all the effects. Voicing, I didn't touch the voicing because we want to play multiple notes at the same time. So here I am playing the lower notes on my keyboard. As soon as I go up to the higher notes on my keyboard, it switches over to oscillator C. So envelope 1, this is going to be tied to all of the oscillators though. So this is envelope 1, this is going to be your amp essentially, ADSR. So here is envelope 1, then envelope 2 I have assigned to filter 1 frequency, the cutoff on the filter 1. So just click here, drag this to cutoff 1. This is the modulations amounts. I changed this resonance and drive, and you can see that this one is tied to oscillator A and oscillator B. I have this noise one turned on. I didn't end up using the noise, but you can add it on. So it's just A and B, and this is an MG Glow 18 filter right there. That's the filter. So there is the sound. Now let's go over what exactly I have on oscillator A and oscillator B. So oscillator A, when you open up Serum, you have this default shapes, and this is the saw wave that is opened up in when you just open up Serum. It's going to be the saw wave. 5 voices of unison, detuning at 0.07, and I adjusted that fine tuning just for this example. Then when you raise this up to wavetail position 5, you have a square wave. I added some of this PWM warp, so you go down here, add on the PWM. At about 80%. Level on this oscillator A is 100, and the one on this oscillator B is 73, and adjusted that fine tuning again. Then what I did is I sent both of these to the filter. You can send them to the filter by dragging this little knob here, or if you just click on the filter where you want it on here, then it automatically assigns it to the filter. So that's what I did. Just clicked on the B to turn it on to go straight to the filter. Then for the filter, I sent it was assigned to the main, but by default it's assigned to the main, but I sent it to none. And then I sent it to bus 1. That way I can process this individually from bus 2, which is what I'm going to send the oscillator C to. So then if I go into my bus for bus 1, I just added on some distortion. So here's my tube distortion, 30% drive, and about 30 to 40% mix. And now for the second layer, what I did, let's go ahead and turn these off, turn on this oscillator C. So we've already got this envelope 1. Well, I did want some modulation on this PWM here. So this default shapes, this is going to be the square wave again. I took down this octave to -2, and then this fine tuning -40. -2 on this octave just because to like match my keyboard where I was playing it on my keyboard, because I was playing it all the way up to like C4, the way that I split it. So I'm playing it pretty high up here. So I wanted to take it down to, I guess, what's 2 octaves, C2 or so, when I'm playing the notes. So then I have some PWM, about 60% modulation on here, about 10%, and that is what this envelope 3 is attached to, this PWM here, the modulation on this PWM. And then this is sent to filter 2, so I've got the knob sent all the way to filter 2. So here it is, filter 2. All you do is just drag this envelope 3 to the cutoff there. You get that modulation, 40%, resonance 20%, drive at around 20%. And then this filter 2, I went into here. It was on main. I just sent it to the none, and then sent it all the way to the bus. So now I can process this separately from the bus 1. So there's that sound, and all we do is go now into the bus 2, which is what I sent it to. I added on some more distortion and cut off a lot of that low end. So now let's add the two sounds together. And there you have the Synth 2 Fame Is a Gun.